Hey guys, I'm Anthony Flores.
I'm Rachel Scarcelli.
And I'm Emily Terry.
So we're talking about Yoga Alliance here. So the pathway to become a yoga teacher, you must graduate from school. So there's a registered yoga school to start off to get your 200. That's how many hours you put into the yoga program. Once you have your RYT, once you become a RYT, which is a registered yoga teacher, you then can stop there and just continue education, or you can go on a professional track and go through RYT 500, which is the pathway to become a lead trainer, which is the highest, or you can just be an experienced registered yoga teacher, which provides more outlooks and outputs and everything like that. Or you can get a specialty credential throughout your time. So the cost of certification to become a yoga teacher, it costs around $1,000 to $10,000. This is due to the location of the school and what they provide. So if you go to India, it'll be cheaper because yoga is the foundation. It's where yoga began. However, if you go to Costa Rica to a bougie yoga school, you will probably have to pay a lot more out of your pocket, although the experience would be amazing. The benefits is once you get your certification, you will have amazing experiences. You'll have the ability to teach others. There's a lot of opportunities to be a part of the Yoga Alliance, and you just have the ability to teach better in general. So they do recommend to have insurance as a yoga teacher. This is pretty given on why we should have that. So cost of training materials is a similar cost. It's around $200 to $7,000. The difference is because you can have specialties instead of just the whole cost of the schooling. So for a 200-hour yoga to be a teacher, it's cost $1,000 to $2,000. This is due to the amount of time it takes to complete the program. If you're wanting to do a more advanced, it will cost around $1,000 to $7,000. This is due to the accommodations that are made. So you will have food, you have a place to live, and just high quality of training in general. So the cost of training material, it will be 3 to 5 months for those that are doing the 200 route. For 500 or more, it will take 6 months or more to complete that program. Again, the cost will be higher. This is just the mid-range. Specialization, this will be something Anthony will talk about, certain special trainings that you can take. It'll take less than a week, and the cost will be a little less than the other programs. So the testing that are asked for throughout yoga training for 200-hour yoga teachers is that you have written tests or just work in general. This is going to be through your classrooms and yoga teaching that are provided within the school. So can be your yoga classes. This can be how to teach, and there's also the ability to practice teaching, and that's called your practicum. And the little hours in the parentheses, that's 75 in contact hours and 50 in non-contact hours. So that depends on who's training what. And then if you want to become a lead trainer, it's going to be experienced, registered. You have to be experienced as a 500 teacher. And that's just 4 years of training, pretty much, with 2,000 hours worth. So it's a lot of work to put in.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and talk about continuing education unit requirements. So registered yoga teachers must complete 75 hours every 3 years. And so those 75 hours are going to consist of 45 hours of teaching experience in the classroom and as well 30 hours of yoga training. So yoga training is going to include at least 10 hours of contact with a qualified provider, so that being a lead trainer, which is what Rachel just talked about, where they have 4 years of experience and 2,000 hours. And then so the other 20 hours are going to be non-contact hours, where you go in depth through educational categories that are approved through Yoga Alliance. So, and some of those include anatomy and physiology, and teaching methodology, and philosophy. So here's the website. You can go ahead, you can see that there's tabs here. Here's the continuing ed, which is what we're on right now. So what I just talked about is this first paragraph here, essentially. And they do give you a good graphic so that it's easy to know what's going on and what counts as continuing education. And so as you can see, they also have videos, which are very helpful and for people who need more information on these subjects. So you can go ahead and browse this website, and I know we used these tabs a lot throughout. So after that, I'm going to go ahead and talk about additional requirements. So aside from the cost of training, you're going to have to adopt their ethical commitment, which is a new policy they just instated this year. So this commitment is to unify members through different principles such as quality, safety, and equality in the classroom. Because you're going to be teaching a bunch of different people from different backgrounds, this is something that you have to value. So on the application, they're going to be looking for your knowledge of the code of conduct, your scope of practice, and overall equity. So as well, student attendance is mandatory for every training session. They're very strict about that for you to continue your program. And the minimum age is not specified on the website, though it does seem to allude to the fact that most trainers are going to be 18 plus due to the training requirements, the amount of hours you're going to be in school, and just the overall breadth of knowledge you need to know, including anatomy and college level classes. Speaking of, college is not a prerequisite, so the only school you need to go to is a registered yoga school through Yoga Alliance. And as well, they don't really mention CPR as a requirement, but most places that will hire you will require that. So people who want to join Yoga Alliance are people who are naturally motivated. They're really good at collaborating with others because you're constantly talking to people. And as well, like I mentioned, the ethical commitment must be there. You have to value safety and inclusion as well as education. And you have to be enjoying a collective experience involving yoga and helping to evolve it as a sport. So why would you join Yoga Alliance? Because there's other associations you can join. But this is the alliance that people tend to join because they want, first of all, to become a registered yoga teacher and maintain a certification. As well, it's a globally recognized symbol throughout the world due to its reputation and history. As well, you can have partnerships and discounts through different companies. You can be included in events for networking and building your community. And you can be involved in research, which is very important. And you can be an advocate for yoga in the legislative field.
Special certifications. As you can see, there are so many different types of styles of yoga. The list goes on. Some yoga are quick pace and some are slow pace. Here is Vinyasa yoga. It's your common style of yoga. It's for people that never done yoga before and also for experts. Here, as you can see on the screen, are some pictures of yoga poses for Vinyasa. Next, we have power yoga. This is good for the people who are looking for a good workout and less of a spiritual yoga practice. It increases flexibility and also strengthens your muscles. Now we got prenatal yoga. This will be interesting certification for people who want to help out moms-to-be. This is also for new moms who are slowly getting back into exercise after pregnancy. Yin yoga. Yin yoga are for those who need a stretch after a hard workout or anyone interested in a slower paced practice. Poses are held up to 1 to 5 minutes, even more. Yin yoga aids recovery from hard workouts. Aerial yoga. Aerial yoga will get the attention of new coming yoga instructors because yoga is a new way of yoga and is catching on quickly by others. Also, for those who are interested in wanting a non-traditional yoga experience or anyone who want the benefits of immersion but have the fear of going upside down on their own. Overall, Yoga Alliance is an association for yoga teachers.
They have a lot of different pathways you could take, including lead trainers all the way up to that, or you can just start off small.
And lastly, you have to share your core principles evolved around ethics and philosophy, and you just want to be a part of a community where you can grow together.